Yeah, we are in a really strong group, and I was not too surprised. The previous 2 years playing at Worlds, I was pretty lucky with the group draw. Last year we were in a pretty solid group. Obviously, IG were in the group as well and turned out to be really insane. But in general, compared to this group, the 2 previous years have been relatively easy, I would say.
Hello everyone, this is Darius from Shotcaller once again by the man you always know, Broxah of course. After the first game against SKT, the game didn't go to plan. Immediate thoughts on what went wrong?
I think in general there was a lot of things that went wrong this game. We had a lot of hiccups already. Level 1, started making the game a little sketchy. We ended up in a 50-50 smite for the red buff. Luckily for us I did land that smite, but Reckless ended up dying for it and gave a kill away to Faker, and already at that point the game was a bit messy. Starting all the way from level 1. Then the game was just pretty slow in general. It felt like we were playing a bit cautiously, they were playing a bit cautiously, a typical first game at Worlds kind of thing, I guess. And then when we eventually started playing a bit more aggressive on their bot lane, there was a TP behind us that we should have been a bit more aware of. All of a sudden there was 5 people in the bot lane, 3 of us died, and then the game was pretty hard to play from that point. So it was not the greatest. We played pretty defensive in the early game for so long, and then we finally go a bit aggressive, and it instantly backfires, and it was really hard to come back from.
Yeah, that must be a tough blow to the mentality as well. That said, though, there were moments like around Baron fights and stuff where you got them off the Baron. You were going even in fights at times. So was there still a fighting spirit, and is this something you can bank on for the upcoming games?
Yeah, for what it's worth, I feel like we fought the entire way through. We fought till the very end, and despite having a rough early game, we kept staying in it. We kept looking for good fights. We had a couple of fights that were pretty good and were really, really close to us actually winning and going all the way. I think there was one at Baron where it ended up being 3 for 3 or something, but if we had played it just a tiny bit better, we might have killed all of them and gotten Baron. And there was just so many of these fights where it was the smallest thing, the smallest outplay that was necessary to bring it in our favor. But outplaying SKT obviously is not the easiest task, so we were close to getting some of those outplays off, but it was not enough.
Not enough for now, but that said, let's go back in time a little bit and let's talk about how the not the off-season, but the preparation time for you guys went. You obviously went boot camping. Overall, how did that period go? And did you scrim any of the really good teams? Overall, what is your mood like going into the tournament besides now the first game?
I think our boot camp was really successful, actually, probably one of the best boot camps we've had. We had a really good preparation coming into the tournament. We had a pretty good grasp of what SKT was going to be like, what they were going to bring to the table. And just in general, I feel like we come into the tournament really well prepared. We know our strategy, we know each other, how each other plays, and we are just a really solid team right now. We play and act as a unit, and I really like that. So I think this team spirit is going to come in really handy, and I think the fact that we've been bonding for these past few weeks is also going to mean that we're of course this loss really sucks. It hurts a little, it's a little painful, but at the same time I think we can use it as a tool to bounce back and come back stronger.
Of course, the group draw was a bit rough for you guys compared to other groups, and then Clutch Gaming gets to join in as well, which arguably is one of the more difficult teams coming in from play-in stage as well. What do you make of your group in general? Do you expect a lot of upsets to happen, a lot of ties? What is your gut feeling telling you there?
I'm not sure, honestly, what to expect in general. I feel like even the game today could easily have gone both ways. It's a shame that SKT came out on top, but if just a few small things have gone differently, it would have gone in our favor. And I think honestly, even with Clutch in mind, anyone can beat anyone in this group. We're playing Clutch tomorrow, and if we don't play at our best, we're gonna get smacked. They're gonna take us down. And having Clutch in the group, it makes it a bit more interesting, I would say, because I think Clutch has the potential to beat any of the other 3 teams, and they might upset us, they might upset IG or SKT, no one knows, right? And that obviously is both exciting and nerve-wracking, because it can go in our favor and it can also go pretty badly for us. But yeah, we are in a really strong group, and I was not too surprised. The previous 2 years playing at Worlds, I was pretty lucky with the group draw. Last year we were in a pretty solid group. Obviously, IG were in the group as well and turned out to be really insane. But in general, compared to this group, the 2 previous years have been relatively easy, I would say.
So this is the true challenge. Youngbuck, when I spoke with him before the group draw, was like he wanted a really strong group to have strong teams to play against in order for the team to improve as well. Do you have the same vision now that you are in this group?
Well, all of us obviously look at it a bit differently. I wouldn't mind being in an easy group for obvious reasons. Like now in hindsight, I wouldn't really mind losing to Splice and coming in as the 3rd season, ending up in Group B, because it looks, without sounding too aggressive or cocky, it looks a little easier than our group. I need to admit. So I think Splice came out on top in that trade, but at the same time, I don't really mind playing the likes of SKT and Anji. Even now after our first game, I feel like you can learn a lot from playing these teams. Scrimming some of the international teams is one thing, but when you play against them on stage and they are, really in the zone and then playing their best strats, then you can actually learn a lot. And I think we can learn a lot from this game. I think we're going to have some important takeaways that hopefully can help us the next days when playing Clutch and Anji.
Good to hear. Very excited to hear that. Now, one last question, because it's going to be brought up in the comments. You do sound a bit sick here and there, and there were already some news about that. Would you like to elaborate what the physical state of the team kind of is?
Well, we've been a bit unlucky, I would say, because at the boot camp it was actually fine. Like everyone was feeling fresh and completely normal, and then for me it was like the day before we left London to travel here for Worlds. I started having a really sore throat and started getting fever, and especially yesterday and the day before were pretty rough. But yesterday I had Carlos, our manager, he came to me all the time with tea and lots of honey and lemon and ginger, and just drink this, take this medicine, go. And so we've really been trying our best to get me back in shape, and same thing for Puibo. Even Joey has been sick, so the 3 of us were hit pretty hard, but at the same time, I woke up this morning with a pretty good feeling. I'm not 100% normal, but I felt like it was good enough to at least match up against SKT, and sadly I didn't get to show that, but the condition is getting better, and that's what matters.
That's what matters. #GetBetterSoon Broxah in the comments, please, for all the people that watch until the end. Anything you want to say to the Fnatic fans out there?
Well, I already know by now from experience that the Fnatic fans are going to stick with us even after a loss. So we're going to do our best to make you guys proud. We're going to try our best to bounce back. It's a rough group. We can't really lose too many more games, but I'm sure that together with you guys, we're gonna come back strong. Hopefully tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, then against Anji. But we'll do what we can to come back quick.
For sure. #GetBetterSoon Broxah. Thank you so much for watching. This was day 1 of Worlds, presented here by the Shotcaller, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. We'd especially like to thank Krzysztof Bujnowicz, Erich Althaus, Lukas Legal, Lazy Raven, and Adam Novosviat for your continuous and very special support, and of course all the people whose names you see scrolling past you right now. We have a lot of amazing projects, and of course Worlds 2019 in Europe coming up, so thank you so much for supporting us and enabling us to do our work. Thank you.